The Red Scare is in the studio. The next song coming up is called Guns at the High Show.
When I boiled monkey like a new creature devour itself. Every day that I'm high at the gun show. You may call me paranoid. It's one of us who's in the face of death. Every day that I die at the gun show. Poison tainted and underneath of the skin of my enemies. Bloodshot eyes and every stranger's face. Follow me. Is this reality?
.5 KCSU Fort Collins. Welcome back to Live and Local. We have the Red Scare in the studio, and this episode is sponsored by The Blasting Room. Visit theblastingroom.com for more information on their recording, mixing, and mastering services. We just heard Dog Park and Guns at the High Show, which was a really short song. I was not expecting that, but a lot of 50 second, nice. Yeah. What inspired that? Why only 50 seconds?
That song is like a really personal song for me. I went through like a school shooting when I was in high school, but you know.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But like I was kind of like inspired by like just kind of the everyday violence that we're all subjected to, right? But like how, you know, like it feels like brief moments of panic and then nothing, like for long periods of time. At least that's how I experienced just like everyday living in America. So
right.
That's kind of why I wanted it to be so short.
To be a 50-second song. Yeah. Wow. That's a really good answer. That's very poetic.
Thanks.
Okay, so I just kind of jumped into the question, but I feel like we should introduce everyone first before we start talking about your music and everything. So I want to go around the room and kind of like you guys can say your name and maybe your favorite local band. And we can start with Walker on the drums if you want to.
I'm Walker. I play drums for the Red Scare, and I'd say my favorite local band is probably, I like Janet Earth. Janet Earth is
a good one.
Good up-and-coming one, very diverse, so yeah.
Nice.
My name is Johnny. I play guitar, and my favorite local band is Transient Curse.
Ooh.
I haven't heard them, but I'll check them out.
They go super hard, super technical.
Yeah. My name is Larson. I play guitar and I sing in the Red Scare, and I think my favorite, I can't really say, I don't know. I think my favorite local act is probably Sad Uwu. I'm a big noise musician or music fan, and they like do really interesting things in terms of like overdubbing like interesting speeches that they find like with really harsh noise. It's just really nice. I like it a lot.
Hello, my name is Quinn Miller. I play the bass, and my favorite local band is the Sickly Hogs, aka the Sickly Hex.
Very good.
Nice. I can see why you like them. You guys have a similar sound to them.
They're homies.
Yeah, they're homies. Nice. That's interesting. You like noise music. I don't know. I haven't delved into that rabbit hole yet, but I feel like if I did, I would also enjoy that quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's a really weird influence.
It's a really, really interesting form of music. I don't know. I kind of gravitated toward it like at the beginning of my freshman year of college and haven't really stopped since.
True. Nice. So your name is the Red Scare. I was wondering,
That's right.
I don't want to get like too political or anything, but I was just wondering who came up with the name and why did you decide on that name as a band?
Well, I did, and I was sitting in class one day when we were trying to decide the name of our band, and this kid next to me had a Russian flag as his background on his laptop.
True.
And then I just started thinking about John McCarthy, and then I thought, well, the Red Scare sounds like a pretty cool band name.
Yeah.
Nice.
It worked out really well because I'm a socialist. I can't speak for anybody else here, but you know, like it came together really well.
Yeah, and I mean, it didn't even start off with like a political bent or anything. It just sounds nice to us, and it kind of like encapsulates our music, I guess, the sound of it and all. So
Right. I was gonna say, I feel like your music is low key. It could like invoke fear. Like I can see how that could happen for
That's
people.
the goal.
Yeah. And I was gonna talk about how you guys are like known. I don't know. I feel like people know you from basement shows and all of that kind of stuff, and that's kind of just a scary vibe in general, just because it's so dark and
Very
cold
scary.
down there.
Yes.
And you guys also have like very interesting and weird lyrics that could invoke fear, like Dog Park. There's one point in the song, the recorded version at least, where you just start barking.
Oh yeah, that normally happens. I just didn't know how appropriate that was for the airwaves.
Oh, I think that's very appropriate. But I don't know. Yeah, that's just genius. How long did it take for you to write that song? It sounds kind of sporadic, but who knows?
Well, I don't know. It took like 5 minutes.
5 minutes? That's what I
just kind
expected.
of thought the lyrics up while we were playing it. I was just sitting there with the microphone, and I was just saying whatever came to my mind, and I just thought of dogs.
Yeah,
True.
it was like the fastest songwriting process we've ever had and the slowest because it's kind of an ongoing song in the sense that we change it pretty much every time that we play it. Like we have different kind of like the slow section, mid section, and like fast section. We change up a lot whenever we play.
When you're playing live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed because like I was expecting certain things and then they didn't happen. I was like, oh, that's cool that you like change it up and everything.
We might re-record that one too. We haven't quite decided, but I don't know. We've added some things to it, so we'll
Nice.
see.
Some things like what? Just like random sounds.
Different variations.
Yeah, like that whole second verse was like kind of new. I mean, it's not new. It's like it's the same thing like over and over. But like it's like I mean like the way we play it like it's more like I don't know. It's like more funky, I guess. Like
Jazzy.
better as musicians play better together, I guess. Yeah.
True. Yeah. And like that song had really random lyrics, obviously, because you literally bark in it. But then like other songs, like track number 3 off the album, I'm not going to say the title of the name.
Yeah, do we want to come up with a name to refer to it as, or is track 3 fine?
Track number 3.
Track number 3.
Track number 3.
You
If
could call
you
it Fire Truck too.
Fire Truck.
Okay.
Cool. If you want to know the actual title, you can find their album on Spotify.
Yeah.
But that song, although it has a very like weird random title, it has like pretty deep lyrics in it, which is interesting. And that's one you wrote, Larson?
Yeah, it is.
So do you like try to like go deep in all the songs you write, or is that just like naturally how you write songs?
I don't know. I don't really like intend to go deep, but I don't know. I always feel really pretentious if I'm trying to talk about my songwriting process, but I usually like seize onto like imagery that I find in like either books or poetry that I'm reading, and then like kind of think about it for a while like working with vocal melodies and trying to figure out like what exactly like I connect to in that imagery and like trying to mine my own feelings for that.
That's crazy, because I was actually going to ask, because it sounds like a very pessimistic song, and I was literally, one of my questions was, what were you like reading or like into at the time? Because I feel like you must have been reading something that was really pessimistic.
Yeah, I was reading The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle by Haruki Murakami, which is a really good book, yeah, track number 3, I was thinking a lot about like the scene at the very beginning of the novel where like this really ordinary man gets a phone call, and it's a really disturbing phone call, like subtly, like psychically harmful to this guy. And like from that point onward in the story, like his life slowly comes apart and has to be like built back up. But I liked that idea of like a sudden break in life, because I feel like there's not a lot of moments where there are sudden breaks for people.
Like break for an opportunity or something? Yeah,
like either break for an opportunity or just like break in terms of like your whole like idea of self just shattering, you know? Like I feel
That's
like
crazy.
we're kind of continuous.
Oh, that's
But,
crazy.
yeah. But yeah, I was thinking about that a lot and thinking about my own life and my own politics in terms of that.
That's crazy, yeah. I got the sense of like repetition throughout that song, but that was just interesting, like that whole analysis of the song. And I mentioned like that you guys get really weird with your lyrics or like really deep, but I was just wondering, since there's like so much variety in how you guys write songs, what does it take to make a Red Scare EP? Like what songs would get cut essentially? Is there anything, or are there no limits?
I mean, nothing gets cut. We don't have like that many
Well, I think
songs.
like when deciding the first stuff to put on, it's mainly just seeing what's like well received live and everything, and
Right.
all the best songs we'll put on. And if there's other ones where they're either really difficult to perform and it takes a lot of time to kind of refine them, we'll leave those off until we're like convinced we can do it justice and whatnot. But the ones we picked were just the 5 we had been playing for the longest amount of time and the ones that were most well known and whatnot. So hopefully the next batch of songs are kind of the more recognized ones also.
Nice. So just like the ones that the crowds kind of vibe with at your live shows.
Right.
Yeah, and just kind of like, you know, whatever we got down the most solid, kind of to echo what Walker said, you know, we want to present the song in its purest, most best form. You know, we don't want to put together something shanty. We want it to be very nice, you know.
Nice. And then right before we get back to the music, I have a random comment. My sister, when she was listening to your music, she said that you guys sound like a hipster version of a metal band. How do
I
you
like
feel about
that.
that?
That's the best compliment
Yeah,
I've ever
that's
heard.
a good description.
I felt like it was very accurate.
Yeah, I'll
That's
take it.
cool.
You'll take it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fine.
pretty cool.
Cool.
Hipster metal.
Nice. Well, on that note,
Cool.
let's get back to the music. The next song coming up is called Folks by The Red Scare.